So this is where the truck has lived for a couple weeks now. I got the grill in, looks pretty good. I had to notch the middle, this bar right here. I had to notch the back side of that for my clamps. Everything there looks pretty good. Radiator and all is in. I have actually got the exhaust done. Taylor come over and helped me with the exhaust. It turned out incredible. I heat wrapped it just to kind of keep some of the heat out of the hood. This is still the same. My turbo guard has not got here yet, but we discovered once we put the radiator in, since this is the LS swap radiator, I cannot run a filter here. If it wasn't for that, I could. You know, if it had just the old school whatever square body radiator where the top inlet's at the top, you know, you just run the hose right here and down, and that fits just like a Silverado would, you know, just like a factory truck. But other than that, I've got my throttle cable ran back there. It's just coming out right here, just kind of hanging out. But I've got my fuel lines ran last night. That was kind of a booger. Those things, I don't know if you can see, but they tear your fingers to pieces. I've literally got dead skin, like fingers are just killing me. But that braided hose along with the PTFE stuff is a little bit difficult. Lance got my pipe welded up for me the other night. We were just kind of rushing, just trying to get it done. So he got my inlet air temp sensor put in here for me. Got the belt on. Got all the manifolds and everything V-banded. Got the crossover built. Taylor come over the other night and he helped me with all that. That took us a couple of days just to kind of figure out in the afternoons. Got my wiring harness ran. The Holley the Holley Terminator X Max setup. It all goes through the firewall. It is tight, but it does go through there. Got my wires hanging out here. Some of that's fuel pump, some of it's my tack, some of that's got to go actually back in there. So I still got it kind of, you know, just kind of rolled up right there. I've got to put my, right there, you can see, I've got to put my, all of my vacuum block and all that. I don't know where that's going to go yet. That's kind of my very last deciding factor. It does need to be on there because the vacuum's set up for the engine for it to run and all that. But it's not on yet. So other than that, my wastegate's over here. I had to run the pipe down because that was my quickest way out. I'll show you the hot side. The exhaust side of that coming off the turbo. It goes down and it actually comes inside that fender. There it is. I had to cut right there on the inside of that fender, and we dropped it out right here just for simplicity. That's just for the power tour and to get it running. That will probably be changed later. You can see on my cold side right here, I was showing y'all whenever I did all that and cut that. Dennis Bice bead rolled all that for me, got it looking good and hopefully sticking well. You know, this big old pipe here, I've heard some not good things about it, but it's what we had with the amount of time that we had. So my G Plus throttle body, got all my cold packs on, all my fuel rails and everything look pretty good. Not super professional, but it's done. You know, I got the quick fit 90 right there, that sharp 90 that keeps it off the alternator. I got the feed going into the regulator, and this right here is a Low Dollar Motorsports. This is a 0 to 100 switch, and I actually just got the so funny thing is, this is the wire that goes to it for that fuel, and it is way too short, so I ended up ordering a little bitty I guess it's like an extension cord, and it's gonna plug that into that sensor, and that lets the Holley setup sense your, you know, fuel pressure and all that stuff while under boost and all that. It is boost reference, so that will change, you know, as the boost rises and all that stuff. Lance has already got all that set up in the computer. This right here is my return. It goes back down, and I actually put my, I have a flex fuel sensor on this thing down there on the frame, and that is on the return side. I do have a 10, whatever you call them, the 10 mil, whatever they are, the little bitty filters on this feed line coming up. And so it's just a matter of plugging a few things in, you know, changing a few things here and there. I do already have my wires right here for the Terminator setup right there. Then I've got my power cord like normal, my ground And so the main things that I really have to hook up now, and oh, and I had to pull the dash out. That was scary. I hate pulling Dakota Digital stuff out, but I did end up having to pull the dash out of this thing. You can see my Dakota Digital in there. I was, I think I was 20 whenever that, no, I was probably 22 whenever I put that in about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. And so whenever I did that, I was not the greatest wiring guru in the world. So, but my Dakota Digital dash is there, and I had to find out where all my tack wire went. There's another one that's my torque converter clutch. That's that purple wire in the middle. I've got everything out over there kind of laying on the ground. That's the Terminator setup. That's all coming, that came through the firewall. It will be rolled up neatly, hopefully, and put in there in the glove box. Other than that, I got to change out my gas pedal. It was electric, and it is going to be cable. So I do have to put all that factory stuff back in. Got a whole bunch of stuff in the back of the truck, but other than that, we just been pegging away at it. I've been crazy busy, crazy, just all over the place. Had a lot of stuff going on lately, so sorry about not being able to cover all this, but if anybody does have any questions, please feel free to ask. If I forgot anybody that helped me out, I know Twig, he's been here almost every day, helping me a whole bunch. Taylor's been here almost every day helping me. I went to Lance's the other day. He made special room for me to be able to come in, and you know, he helped me out with the computer, helped me out with that pipe real quick, because I don't know anybody that can weld aluminum apparently. And we just kind of knocked that out real quick. And you know, I just appreciate all the help from all my buddies. It's good to know people, and it's even better to have friends that are willing to help. So, but this is pretty much the update on the truck. It is Friday afternoon. I'm just now getting started on it. It's about 5, and I really hope to fire this thing up tonight. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. I will not be covering it. Sorry, I'm on a huge time crunch. I'm leaving for the power tour in less than a week. So we will hopefully work out a couple bugs if there is any, knock on wood. I hope there's not, but there usually is. So we will just kind of go as we need to and do whatever that we got to do to make it work. And it's gonna be ready to rock and roll hopefully tonight. I will cover that. I will cover the first startup. I'll have to adjust the fuel pressure and all that stuff before we get started, but I just need to check oil pressure, all that good stuff. So hopefully I'll be driving this thing tonight and tomorrow, and putting some miles on this thing before we leave for Ohio. So wish us luck, and let's rock and roll.